We come on the air this evening with breaking news. The town of Louvier in Douglas County is under evacuation as several brush fires burn in the area. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Mark Salinger. Louvier is about 20 miles south of Denver near the Chatfield Reservoir. South Metro Fire says the fires are on the north end of town. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says the fires are impacting parts of Chatfield State Park right now. The Plum Creek Nature Center, as well as Plum Creek Picnic and Roxborough Cove parking areas are all closed and evacuated at this time. We want to show you a live view from Sky 9 right now. You can see a lot of land burned so far with more smoke rising into the air. South Metro Fire says no structures have been destroyed, but there are some that are being threatened. Our Angeline McCall is joining us live from the scene right now. Angeline, what can you share from where you're at?
3 buildings, Mark, have been threatened as part of this fire. South Metro says that so far they're okay and they're protected, but you can see that they're working really hard to get this fire under control. This is a very open area, and that's why you see all of this smoke. In fact, South Metro says that there are a number of cottonwoods in this open space, and they really just set on fire so quickly here in Colorado. They're very similar to juniper trees where fires just really gravitate and grow super fast with cottonwoods. And you can see just all of this smoke and also several hot spots in the area. We know several agencies are responding. In terms of this fire, it's really important to note this is not one fire. These are multiple brush fires in several different areas in close proximity to each other here in Douglas County. So South Metro doesn't have a really good idea of acreage at this point, and they're unsure about the cause. But the biggest challenge really is this vegetation. And we know that vegetation in Colorado, hot days, windy days are not a good mix. Thankfully, there's not too much wind in this area. They're actively working to control and maintain this fire as we speak right now.
The vegetation in this area is kind of challenging. So along with the terrain, and then we're in more of an industrial area, so we're just making sure that we're protecting the structures at this point and trying to keep the vegetation fire away from the structures.
The town of Louvier is also evacuated. You mentioned that, Mark. Roughly about 300 people is part of that town, so relatively small, but again, 300 people that could be impacted tonight who might not be able to go home. They are directing people to the fairgrounds in the area if they need some place to stay in the meantime. Mark?
Angeline, I think we could hear it in the background from your live shot, and we saw some video of the helicopters overhead. Are they still making drops of water on the flames as we speak?
We can hear the helicopters. You can't see them from here, but they're doing it right now. We've seen multiple helicopter drops. We did ask, and we're waiting for an answer if they're grabbing that water from Chatfield Reservoir, if they're using fire retardant. So once I have an answer for you, I'll make sure to update.
Some good news that so many resources are already being applied to this fire. Angeline McCall reporting live from Chatfield State Park. Appreciate it. Thank you. So the wildfire in Douglas County is just the latest to start burning. Today, Governor Jared Polis signed a disaster declaration for fires spreading in the western part of the state. There's a pair of wildfires burning right near each other in Mesa County, right near the Utah state line. The sheriff's office there ordered evacuations yesterday afternoon near the town of Gateway. The Turner Gulch and Wright Draw fires are both believed to have been started by lightning. Both are burning right now with no containment and have grown to more than 1,000 acres combined. Meanwhile, the South Rim fire is burning uncontained in the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. That's near Montrose. It's now about 3,500 acres, growing overnight to that amount. For context, that's about the size of the entirety of Chatfield State Park. There is still no containment on that fire either. The fire has forced the evacuation and closure of the national park until further notice. And the Sow Belly fire has now grown to more than 2,000 acres across 3 different counties on the western slope. The fire has spread to Mesa, Delta, and Montrose counties and is also burning uncontained. Crews are working to secure the fire along the rim of Escalante Canyon. The disaster declaration that Governor Polis has issued will now free up more resources to help battle all of these fires. Want to turn now to 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen. Corey, as we talk about this fire weather, firefighters are up against some dry and hot conditions today.
Yeah, and the next couple of days, as the heat increases, the evaporation rates increase, the winds out on those western slope fires are starting to get pretty gusty. We may see some fire and some additional fire growth from those. You heard Angeline report in her report just now that there were, she wasn't seeing or feeling a lot of wind, and that is what the sensors are also saying here. The winds are fortunately fairly light right along this area here where the fire is burning near Louviers. It's right in between Sedalia and Chatfield Reservoir. These winds, the one shot from the helicopter, you did see the fire, the smoke kind of being pushed back towards the foothills and away from the city. So at least they're having some decent firefighting conditions with those winds, both from the air and from the ground. Here's a look at the city of Denver right now, where the temperatures are still fairly hot. We're all in the 90s across the Denver metro area, and that does include down to the south near Centennial. There's not a lot of activity on the live radar picture. Nothing along the Front Range or I-25 corridor. Some storms up in the mountains, mainly just another round of dry lightning, so not a lot of precipitation except for some storms in Chaffee County along the Collegiate Peaks right now. It's really the only spot getting some significant rain. Here is the forecast for tomorrow. We're going to heat things even higher. Could get up into the middle to upper 90s as we get through the day. Another bit of sunshine through the day. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover every here and there, but I don't think it's going to really impact us the way we're feeling the heat tomorrow as the temperatures get up there. I mean, look at this. This is some serious heat here. I think 100 might be safe, but upper 90s, that's going to be a very hot day, and we'll have another one right after that, Mark.
Corey, appreciate it. Turning now to another major developing story overnight. One person is dead and several others are seriously hurt after a shuttle bus and a pickup truck crashed west of the Denver International Airport. Police say a passenger on that bus was killed. 9 or 10 people were taken to the hospital, some with serious injuries. So this is now the second crash involving a shuttle bus near the airport within the last month. In this crash, witnesses told us at least 3 people were ejected from the vehicles. Police say this happened just before midnight at the intersection of East 81st Avenue and Tower Road in Commerce City. Not clear how many people exactly were involved at this point. Police don't believe that alcohol played a role. They are investigating if speed was a possible factor. The bus had a decal for new car rentals, so we assume that that's where the car was either coming from, the shuttle was either coming from or going to. That car rental company is right near the airport. Now, last month, this is the scene that you're looking at right now. 5 people were hurt in a crash between a car rental and an airport shuttle bus just south of DIA. In Arapahoe County, a house party turned deadly overnight. 1 person was killed in a shooting. Happened just before midnight on East Crest Ridge Circle near South Tower Road. Still working to learn exactly what led up to the shooting and how many people were involved. No word from police on if a suspect has been arrested. The number of planes flying into Rocky Mountain Metro Airport in Broomfield keeps growing. So do the number of complaints by people who live in the area who say it's too loud. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch shares what the airport is now doing about it.
The Rocky Mountain Metro Airport has put out noise reports every year since 2012. Back then, the airport received 249 noise complaints. But in 2024, those complaints jumped up to more than 11,000. The airport is hoping participating in an FAA-regulated program on noise control will help them address some of the community's concerns. Most neighborhoods have one. One neighbor that constantly makes themselves known.
The constant traffic overhead, it drives people in this area and elsewhere pretty crazy.
The longtime resident Rocky Mountain Metro Airport isn't moving out anytime soon, so it's taking steps to better share the skies.
But I would say that our goal is to be as good of a neighbor as we can, to listen to what people are saying and try to figure out how we can minimize what impacts we can and to the degree that we're able to.
Eric Dahl is the airport director. He says Rocky Mountain Metro is participating in an FAA Part 150 study to find a balance between airport operations and noise regulation.
Looking at kind of our airport data and the air traffic flight paths that aircraft use at the airport, and trying to build noise exposure models or contours that show where the noise is happening around the airport.
The significance of such a study isn't lost on Democratic State Representative Kyle Brown.
The fact that they are open to it and they are partaking in it is a great step forward. You know, just standing here in Superior, you can tell that we have serious concerns about the noise contours in this area.
But Brown says he's in a difficult position to make change.
We, as residents of this area, don't really have a say in what happens over our very heads, right? Jefferson County controls the airport, and the FAA, the federal government, controls the airspace.
He knows there's a path to peace. Rocky Mountain Metro also hopes one day to be a neighbor seen and not heard.
We do want to be good neighbors.
Earlier this year, the town of Superior and Boulder County filed a lawsuit against the airport, but a Boulder County District Court judge dismissed it. But as of April, the town did approve the authorization of the town's special counsel to take necessary steps to appealing that decision. From Rocky Mountain Metro Airport, Janelle Finch, 9 News.